Have you ever had liquid come out your nose from laughing so hard?
I just did.
Oh, okay.
When you said that you microwave mustard, I was drinking my Mountain Dew. And welcome back to the podcast. My name is Chris, and this is Maria.
Hello.
And today we have a special guest. Say hi to Stone. Stone, say hi.
What's up, everybody? My name's Stone. I'm glad to be on the podcast.
So
Awesome.
today we have a very, very, very yummy topic. And
yeah.
Maria, you want to kick it off?
So we're going to be talking about food, anything and everything about food, which I think everyone loves. So yeah, so we'll just start off with one of the, I guess the best thing is, Stone, we'll start with you. What is your favorite food?
That's a very hard question. I'm not gonna lie. No, because you have to realize it goes into, for me, it goes into like, what are we talking about? This is breakfast, lunch, dinner, snack time, things of the sort. But in terms of food that I will say is my favorite, it would probably have to be chicken because of all the different things we can do with it.
Okay, I can see that. That makes sense.
Yeah, I've, besides being, a large black man from the South, chicken is very good meal to have.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
you can put it in almost anything, and you can add a different aspect to the meal that you might not have been thinking about before.
That's true. That makes sense.
Is there like a special like restaurant that serves really good chicken where you're at?
Okay, well, from in my hometown, my hometown's Nashville, Tennessee.
Nice.
Home hot chicken, spicy.
Yeah.
That I will say will always get my business, and that is Prince's Hot Chicken. It
Ooh.
That sounds good.
it's the first place I had spicy chicken that wasn't drenched in sauce. It was just it's spicy all by itself.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and then the bread is super greasy with the spices, and oh my gosh, now you're
Ooh.
taking.
That sounds really good. You gotta remind me if I ever go to Nashville to definitely try it.
Field trip.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. All right, what about you, Chris? What's your favorite food?
So, if you want to know like a common food that I love to eat all the time, chicken wings. Like I can eat chicken wings all day long. But there's only one food, and not a lot of people know about what this food is, because I'm El Salvadorian, so I eat El Salvadorian food.
Yeah.
So
Makes sense.
so one of the foods that my mom makes all the time is called pupusas.
Oh, yes.
You know what a pupusa is?
Oh, yeah. But for everyone else, you should say what it is.
So a pupusa is basically, so think of like a small thick tortilla stuffed with beans, cheese, meat, whatever you want to put in it, and it's griddled with a little bit of vegetable oil, I think it is, and boom, you have a pupusa, and then it comes with you can make salsa. It's like this very not creamy, but a little watery.
Yeah.
Really good. Like if you put the right ingredients. My mom makes two versions of it. One is mild and one's very spicy. So if you really like spicy, that's something to do to get. And then she also makes this other side. It's called curtido, which is basically cabbage with vinegar. Cabbage, carrots, just submerged in vinegar for a long time.
So is
Oh,
there
so
a type of spice that you guys use that's like El Salvadorian, or is it just like a regular, like, chili powder or something like that?
Jalapenos. This is what my mom
Jalapenos?
uses. She puts
Okay.
jalapenos in the salsa. And there's some other spices, like El Salvadoran spices that you can put in it. But I don't know the names off the top of my head. I haven't made a pupusa in like 6 months. But
Okay.
but yeah, that's my favorite food, and I could eat those all day. Actually, it turns out because me and my mom would go all the way down to a city called St. Paul, which is about 45 minutes from where I live.
Yeah.
And we would go there to eat pupusas. Well, it turns out the city right next to my town sells pupusas on Thursdays. So guess where I go on Thursdays?
Oh yeah.
So
Delicious.
basically, what you have just described is a little pockets of goodness with chicken and stuff.
Yes. You can put chicken in it. It's even better.
So what so you don't have to have chicken or any meat in the pupusa. You could just have like a cheese pupusa.
Yep. That's one of
Oh,
my favorites, just a cheese pupusa. There's cheese and there's the I can't speak Spanish today, but there's another one that has like beef and beans and cheese, or you don't have to put the beans in, or you can replace the beef with chicken. My mom, she owns not owns, because she's starting a restaurant, like a little home restaurant in
That's
Arizona.
cool.
And so we kind of created different versions of pupusas. And one thing we tried out was the breakfast pupusa,
Yeah.
in which we put eggs, I think I forgot which one came out the best, but it was either eggs and bacon or eggs and sausage. But it was really good. Like I want a breakfast pupusa now.
Yeah, I'd have to say like my favorite foods. Honestly, it all kind of depends like what I'm in the mood for, but I'd have to say that enchiladas and pizza are probably my top two favorites. And definitely macaroni and cheese. That is my go-to. That's my
Can't beat macaroni and cheese.
yeah, it's just so good.
macaroni and cheese. Are we getting started now with the slander?
No. You will wait. That's near the end. That's near the
I mean, I love macaroni and cheese as it's in.
Shh. We like I said, we'll get to that later.
But no, honestly, yeah, my infatuation with chicken was from a young age. I mean, it's just good, I guess you could say for me.
I mean, yeah.
I've went around and tried all different types of chicken too. So jerk chicken is really, really good if you get it from somebody that actually knows how to make jerk chicken.
Yeah.
Um, so it's like you have to make it when it comes down to it, you can make bad chicken, but it's very, very hard to mess up chicken.
Very.
You have to go out of your way to make it terrible.
Yeah.
Have you ever tried broasted chicken?
Broasted?
Broasted.
Yes. And it's delicious.
I agree.
I had it at this place in Virginia, it was down the mountain from Monticello,
Okay.
and it was a place they did roasted chicken.
Mm.
That was the one and only time I've had it. But when I tell you I went back for like fourths, it wasn't on I wasn't buying. It was a trip that I had with my school, and when I was in high school, and that was delicious. And I would definitely go back when I get a chance. But no, roasted chicken is really good. Double fried chicken, if you've ever heard of it and had it, it will change your life. Like fried chicken, fry it again. That it's just immaculate.
Oh yeah. So I'd have to say overall, what would what would you guys say your all-time favorite restaurant is?
Oh, why would you
Oh
ask?
boy.
Like,
Oh
I mean,
boy.
if you could go to like one restaurant like before you die again,
Oh
one
boy.
last time, which restaurant would you go to?
You making me choose?
it's like
I've got
choosing your children.
I mean, okay. Then you guys can pick like 2 or 3 restaurants.
Ouch.
What restaurants would they be? I'd have to say mine. I'll go first since to give you guys more time to think. I would definitely have to say mine would be back home in Columbus, Indiana. There's a little restaurant. It's a Mexican restaurant called Riviera Maya. And that one is, I'd have to say, my all time by far my favorite. I would have to say second place is a pizza restaurant that is normally only in big towns, and it's called Mellow Mushroom. That would probably be my second place.
Mushrooms.
Jeez.
Pepperoni.
All right, Chris, what restaurants?
So I have to keep my loyalty to the restaurant that I've worked for about 3 years. And that's
Okay.
Carboni's Pizza in Forest Lake. But my second one, that's a very hard one to think of because there's a place in Arizona that every time actually I know my 2. I know my
Okay.
3. So
Okay.
including the Carboni's one. So there's a restaurant in Oakdale, Minnesota. It's called D Spot. Best chicken wings ever.
Like,
Okay.
The best chicken wings in Minnesota. We'll say that. The best chicken wings in Minnesota. You can be the test.
Okay.
And then my third option will be Venny's Pizza.
I knew it. How did I know it? I knew you were gonna say Vinny's.
only because of their chicken wings.
Oh my gosh, you men and your chicken.
I don't know what you're talking about, Maria. I don't know. I don't like what's coming at me like that.
Okay, Stone, you're next.
So
what 2 or 3 restaurants?
I got 3, and these are all Nashville, Tennessee, and you know. So if anybody from Nashville hear me, hey, what's up? I'm stunned. You know. But probably one of the top ones on my list. I'm gonna have to go with this place called Battered and Fried. All right, little pub. It has a bar. It has a seating area. It's very, very nice.
You say I don't know. It has a bar. Say no more.
I don't know if they're open at this time because we did have a few hard storms and tornadoes come through.
Is everything okay?
Yeah, it's. I mean, it's fine. I mean,
it
was good in that. You know, we bounced back. We've had floods, tornadoes.
Yeah.
But Battered and Fried. They specialize in foods that are battered and fried. I mean, that's but they have the best fries, and I do mean the best fries that I've had in a good long time. And it's just the way they do the fries. I don't know what they do to them, but there's some special spice on it. My friend said it was crack cocaine. I'm not gonna dispute that. It probably is. The next place on my list would have to be a place called 5 Points Pizza.
Okay.
The reason I say this is because you know how in New York you get these giant slices of pizza.
Yes.
And they're like massive, all cover up a whole entire like average size plate.
Yeah.
So that's what they have there. It's immaculate. When you watch them do it, they hand toss the pizza, they put it in a pizza oven. It's just Y'all got
Oh,
me.
that sounds so good.
Yeah, it's real good pizza, and like these are things that I used to get when I was getting ready to go perform at when I was in the marching band at my high school. We had a time between performance and the end of school. That's where I went to get my food.
Yeah.
Nowhere else there. That's where I went. And then this place is a family place. It's a place that we've been going my entire life, and it has a multitude of foods. It's called Bolton's. And, as you can tell, Bolton's a family name. I actually know the owners and know the cooks. Um, Now, when you were talking about the best wings that you've ever had, I agree with you. Because Bolton's has the best wings that I've had. I will say over even wing spots, like big places that specialize in wings, Bolton's wings give you the spicy wings, they will have you crying. They will have tears pouring out of your eyes, but it is so good at the exact same time that you're thanking God for what you have. You are crying tears. Well, they have some catfish sandwiches that are just divine. It's just
Oh,
the catfish sandwich and then oh man, y'all making me want to go back home. But
Me
but they
too.
have that and also have spaghetti
Ooh, spaghetti.
that they put in plates and share with people. Well, not share with people, but you can buy it. They also make ribs. Um, they have pork chops. Like when I tell you, this place has a little bit of everything. It has a little bit of everything, and it is divine.
amazing.
But yeah, so those are my three places.
All right.
So my question would be, what restaurant would you never, ever go ever again? That
Ooh,
you
that's a good one.
Ooh, ooh. I don't go to garbage restaurants. I mean, I say that with all sincerity because I've been to a few, restaurants, but I've never been to one that was just straight Oh, no, wait. Yeah, I got it.
Okay, so I'm gonna go first because I just remembered it, and I'm like, ooh, definitely never again. So I don't know the name of this restaurant. It was actually years ago when I was a kid. We were traveling to not Washington, it was Oregon. And so we were traveling to Oregon, and we were going through the mountains, and there was nothing. I mean, for miles, for hours, like there was nothing. And so it was getting dark, and so we had to find some place to crash. And so we finally found this tiny, tiny town in the mountains, and it had one hotel and it had a restaurant in the hotel. And so we stayed at the hotel, and we were gonna go down to the restaurant, eat, and then after that we were gonna go back up to the hotel room, get our bathing suits on, and go swim at the hotel pool. And so we went to the restaurant to go eat. We were the only ones in the restaurant besides the staff. And so we were in there, and we had started eating. And oh goodness, I ordered some chicken because that was my go-to kid meal whenever I went out to eat, was chicken tenders or chicken nuggets, something like that. So I got some chicken tenders, and when they brought out our food, I had dipped the chicken in, I think, some barbecue, and I took a bite and I swallowed that bite. And after swallowing the bite, I looked at my chicken, and the chicken was raw.
Ooh.
Bloody. And oh my goodness, I had never felt so sick in my life after seeing that. I was so disgusted.
Chicken sushi.
What?
We were just trying to give you chicken sushi with a
Oh
side
my
of
gosh. And so I showed my mom and I was like, is this raw? And then my mom was like, yes. And I was like, oh, that's disgusting. Like, and so my mom got got our waiter back, or waitress. It was a woman. And so she came back up to our table and she was like, is there a problem? And my mom was like, actually, yes, there is. Her chicken is raw. And showed the waitress the chicken. And so she grabs the plate in like a huff, like she was so mad. She grabs the plate, goes back to the kitchen, and it's like one of the kitchen like swinging doors. And so it was not soundproof. You could hear everything that was being said.
boy.
So she goes back there and she starts like not yelling at the chef, but yelling about us. And she was like, oh yeah, apparently it's raw, and so she's not gonna eat it. So like here, like redo it. And so we didn't hear anything from the chef. It was just all the waitress.
So
And
she was mad.
so
Your chicken
Yeah.
was still talking
Yes.
to you.
yeah.
Oh boy.
And so my bad, not he. The waitress comes back out with my original plate that still had blood on it from my chicken. And she gives me the plate back and she goes, "Here you go if you would like to eat the fries while you're waiting for your chicken." And I'm like, okay, the chicken is soaked in like blood juice or like bloody juice. Like I would rather not. Like, and so
You mean the
I told
fries?
Yeah, that's what I meant. And then so I told my mom, I was like, I am not eating these fries. That's gross. And so my mom was like, yeah, I don't blame you. And so she got the waitress, and the waitress was like, yes. And my mom was like, the like bloody juice is in the fries, and so she's not gonna eat the fries, and so she doesn't want the plate. And so the woman just takes the plate and runs back to the kitchen. And was like, and so we heard her say to the chef, she was like, she doesn't want the fries because apparently they're bloody or something like that. I don't know exactly all that was said. It was years ago. But I remember that she was so pissed. Like, this woman was a Karen, like, or something. Like, it was so bad. And so my mom was just stunned by how this woman was treating us. And so after that, the woman brings back out the cooked chicken tenders and on a new plate with fries. And then as soon as I got them, I looked at my mom and I told my mom, I said, I'm not gonna lie, I'm so sorry. I'm not even hungry. I was like, I've literally lost my appetite. I'm not eating it. And so my mom was like, it's understandable. That's fine. Don't worry about it. And so my mom tells the woman that I'm not going to eat it and that basically I've already lost my appetite because of how disgusting it was. And the woman, she was like, okay. And then she takes my plate and goes in the back and just starts bitching about us the entire time. And so when she comes back out, and she basically gives my mom the bill. My food was on it. And so my mom was like, if it's okay, could we get like a discount on her meal since she didn't even eat it? Or like, could you just remove it since she didn't eat it? And the waitress was like, oh, I can't do that because she did eat. And my mom was like, one bite before she found out it was raw. And she was like, oh, it doesn't matter, but no, we can't give it to you for a discount or anything.
No.
And my mom was
stupid.
like, are you serious? And she was like, yeah. And so, and you've got to realize, I have some really nice parents when it comes to fast food. Even if you're the worst waitress or waiter, my parents will still tip something, usually. I think that was the first time in my life that they didn't tip at all.
Oh man.
And I'm like, that just says how crappy you are at your job. Like, it's like, oh my gosh. It was so bad though. But no, I would definitely, let's just say after that is when I ended up becoming vegetarian. for a year. And then because I just did not trust any meat after that. And then after that year is when I went vegan for 7 years. And then it was a corn dog that made me start eating meat again. It was from our local fair. Oh my gosh. I was dating this dude at the time, and we went to the fair, and he got himself a corn dog because he wanted one. And it smelled so divine. And I came home and I looked at my mom and I was like, obviously, I'm allergic to dairy. Can we get a corn dog that doesn't have dairy? And my mom was like, yes, but it's going to be meat. And I was like, I don't care. Buy me one. Like, I was like, I just want a corn dog.
See, that's one of the reasons I don't know if I could ever be a vegetarian or a vegan. I would be like, oh yeah, I'm doing all this, and then I would smell that fried chicken and hear that. That's it. I've backslid. And we'll talk about this later, but I do want to talk the impossible and beyond food items that are made out of plants but are supposed to be like burgers and chicken. We're gonna talk about that later.
Okay.
Burger King.
Oh my gosh.
I have a grievance.
All right. So, what's your guys' restaurants that you would never go to again?
I guess I can go. So a lot of y'all know Golden Corral.
Yes.
Okay. Have y'all heard of its less famous cousin, Ryan's?
No.
Okay.
God.
Then this might not make sense to you, but it makes sense to me. I'm from the South. So we got a lot of Golden Corrals all around. Well, used to, at least, before, the pandemic broke out. Golden Corral was a place where a lot of people like to go. Okay?
Yeah.
Now, there's this place called Ryan's. Basically, a smaller Golden Corral. And the food is horrendous. I'm just going to be honest with you. Last time I went to Ryan's, I believe I got food poisoning from them. And no, I'm not throwing no trash on Ryan's names, but I'm just saying in plain terms, Ryan's, they can run me my ones if I ever see them again, because it's not the fact that it's an open buffet like Golden Corral is. That's not the problem. The food quality is just utter garbage. The only thing I used to get when I was there, surprising, I don't think it's surprising, was their fried chicken and their turnip greens and their greens that they had up there and their corn. All of that wasn't even good. Like, the chicken was subpar. Like, you know how you can have fried chicken, but it's soggy?
Yep.
That's what I had. I didn't have a crunch. I had a squish, and that's not good.
Mm-mm.
You want chicken to actually, you want that thing to talk to you, not like, Maria's was, but you want it to bite into something and have some sustenance behind it. Squishy fried chicken is not that. So it was like a lot of the food there was either like hastily done, undercooked. Some of they had fried shrimp up there, which I thought, oh, this is going to be great. It wasn't. So it's like there are certain things that I'll eat from, Ryan's that just never really matched up to what I wanted. And their drink selection was also trash because they did Pepsi products. And I like Sprite, but I don't like Starburst.
Oh, Sierra Mist, no.
Yeah. Now, one of the few Pepsi products that I say I can 100% stand behind is Dr. Pepper, because Dr. Pepper is just a goated beverage. However, everything else was just trash. They even had milk. Like milk to drink, milk as a beverage choice. And it was lukewarm.
Ew.
It came out of a machine.
Milk came out of a machine? Like a pop machine?
Yes, like a soda type machine, but it was, next to it. It wasn't in the same thing as the soda machine, but it was next to it.
Oh, okay.
The only thing that I could say that Ryan's had that was good was their ice cream. But just like McDonald's, their ice cream machine was down. There's no qualities about Ryan's. And if my mother was like, let's go to Ryan's, I said, let's not.
Oh, it's not.
Even when they were trying to do steak, their steak was. There's a difference between having medium well done steak and having steak that is mooing at you. That's what they had. Talking to me, I felt like I was Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O, when I was trying to eat the steak. I couldn't do it. So, in conclusion, Ryan's is utter garbaggio. 0 out of 10. Would not recommend.
Oh yeah.
Yelp reviews on the way. But yeah, that's just me. What about you, Chris? Where's your 0 out of 10?
So I have two, but the first one's just going to be a very quickie, and that's KFC. I had really bad food poisoning at KFC in Oakdale, and I was sick in bed for about 3 days.
Oh gosh.
KFC is not bad enough to where I would say I would never eat there again, but it's still not. It's never my first choice.
I used to love KFC when I was a kid, but now it's just run down. Terrible. Anyway, so then there's this other place, and I don't remember the name of it, but it's in Monterey, California. And it was like a seafood Chinese place, I guess you can call it. Well, I don't remember if it was a buffet. It might have been a little bit of a buffet. But anyway, they had crab legs, and that we wanted to go to a place with crab legs. And so they had some crab leg they just put on. We grabbed some. And my dad was looking around like, do you have, he asked one of the waiters or cooks, he said, do you have any butter? And he said, oh, okay, we got butter. So we sat down and we started eating, but the crab legs were not good. Like usually you get like a little bit of salt and a little bit of taste with the crab legs. There was no taste with these. It was just bland seawater.
Ew.
It was not good. So then finally the cook comes back with the little cup of butter. And Dad's like, yes, finally some taste. He dips it in there and he eats it. He goes back to the cook and he said, you sure this is the right butter? And the cook is literally holding, I can't believe it's not butter container. He's like, why? You want more butter? And my dad was like,
he was margarine?
Yes. He microwaved margarine butter.
Oh my God.
Oh, wow.
So we're like, never mind. And yeah, it was not good food. We didn't get sick, but it was not good food. So if you ever go to Monterey, don't go there.
You just
definitely won't.
You made me remember another restaurant that I probably should have said in the beginning. No, this is a good restaurant. It's called Storm and Crab, and it's in Rivergate. It's in by the Rivergate Mall in Nashville or Madison, basically at this point. It's just, and when I say it, why it reminded me of it, it's because it's a seafood boil place.
Oh, okay.
So they have you can get a big bowl of seafood boiled and made to perfection. So it's just and they have this thing called seafood bread. It's just different. It's good, but it's just good. And they had some really good wings, which is I know random, but they had good chicken wings, which automatically nets them a place in my top 10. But yeah, it was different, and you just made me think of that because I was like, oh wow. But Storming Crab, we're giving y'all all types of recommendations. 4 places you should go if you're going across the country. Um,
For sure.
You might get a few places in Virginia, but most of them are going to be in Nashville, Tennessee.
Good old Nashville.
So,
I mean-
yeah.
Okay,
no,
can I?
Oh no, go on. Sorry.
No, I'm just because we talked about KFC, briefly,
Yeah.
but KFC has introduced this thing called Impossible Chicken or Beyond Chicken or something like that.
Yes, I've seen that.
Yeah. Let me talk about my grievances. All right. This
All right, take it away.
This vegan demonic thing that they call Impossible or Beyond. It's beyond me if I'm ever going to eat it again, and it's impossible for me to ever put it on my plate. Here's why.
Okay, hold on. Have you tried it?
Yes.
Okay. As long as you've tried it. All right, go on.
Yes. And also, what else you can group with this is the Impossible Whopper from Burger King. I want to be eating grass and with a hint of meat seasoning on it. That's basically what I was eating. The chicken tasted like it was uninspired and dry. It tasted like depression.
Okay, hold on. Let me say something that might give you a different perspective on this as well. So I haven't had dairy since I was 10. I found out I was allergic to it, so I've not touched it since. Even to this day, I don't eat it, and I will never probably eat it again for the rest of my life. Any type of dairy, meaning regular butter, dairy, milk, ice cream, like anything like that, I will not touch. I've noticed something. As the longer I do this, I'm not able to have regular cheese. So the only type of cheese I can have is vegan, non-dairy cheese. So soy-based, almond butter, almond milk, that type of stuff. I'm able to have all of that. I think the difference between this is for the population that would be eating this type of stuff, they probably haven't had actual meat in a while. And so that's the difference. Because if you give someone who has dairy almost every day some vegan cheese, they're going to hate it. They're going to be like, oh my gosh, it's so weird tasting. Like, I prefer regular cheese. But if you take someone that hasn't had cheese in years and give it to them, they're going to be like, oh, this actually isn't bad. Because it gets to a point of you don't remember. And that's honestly, like, the last time I ever had actual cheese was on accident, and I'd went to the Mellow Mushroom, my favorite pizza restaurant, and I'd went there, and they have normal cheese, and they have vegan cheese option. So I got me a vegan cheese pizza from there. Well, they ended up messing up, and they gave me a regular cheese pizza. I thought it was vegan cheese because some vegan cheese does look like real cheese. Sometimes. And so, depending what type of cheese it is. And so, I took a bite of it, and I immediately knew something was off. I'd never tasted that, so it was different. I knew it wasn't vegan cheese. And so, I told my parents. They got the manager over. Absolutely amazing management. I mean, 10 out of 10. They almost every single time we go to Mellow Mushroom, it is a very expensive restaurant. And so almost every single time for about 4 to 6 people, you're paying over $100 for your meal. And so when I got a regular cheese pizza, we ended up getting the general manager. They came over, was super caring. I told them that I ordered a vegan cheese and they gave me real cheese and that I was allergic. And they were like, oh my gosh, did you eat it? And I was like, I did. I had one bite. And they were like, do we need to call 911? And I was like, no, thankfully my, allergy isn't that severe. Like, it's okay, but I can't have this. And so they were like, okay, we're so sorry for the mix up. And they apologized like crazy. And then they ended up giving us our entire meal for free after they corrected it and everything. But in a general thing, that was the last time I had ever had actual cheese. And I didn't remember what it tasted like. And so I think that is the reason that most of these places, like Burger King and KFC, is trying to be more open to the different groups of people. That way they can get more money from having a more variety. And those things are not meant for the average normal eating person. Like if you eat meat and dairy, it's not meant for you. So it would make sense if you didn't like it, because it was meant for people that haven't had meat in 5 years. And they don't even really remember what meat tastes like.
Okay, that's fair.
So it's just a different perspective. That's probably why. So for us to eat it, it would probably taste like crap.
Yeah,
because we know what actual chicken tastes like. But to the average vegan or vegetarian that doesn't know, they're gonna be like, oh, that's actually really good. It's different.
It's kind of like milk, if you think about it. People drink regular milk.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I can't because or else the bathroom gets destroyed. But but then I have a special type of milk, which has the same taste as regular milk. But there's some other people that have a lactose issue, and they have to drink either almond milk or soy milk.
Yeah.
I will never drink soy milk.
Well, we were talking milk and almond. And I don't have as the one sole member of this chat that can drink regular milk, I don't have a problem with almond and soy milk. I do feel like they're watered down versions. Almond milk I don't know, it just doesn't taste the same. Soy milk is a little bit too sweet for me. But
I can see that.
I still drink them. I'll still drink them both because I have friends that they don't drink dairy milk. So I just I go with what they do. One thing I can't stand, I will say, is coconut milk. Because I don't like coconut.
So I will agree with that. I am not a fan of coconut milk. Like my go-to milks would be almond milk or cashew milk, or my mom sometimes gets oat milk. Those are the main 3 in my household because we don't do soy really. So the only type of soy things I'll have, and the only type of coconut milk I will ever eat, is an ice cream. Because it has so many other flavors, I can't even taste the coconut.
Yeah, I don't know. I've never had cashew milk. That sounds very just outside my price range. And I say that in like
it's not any more expensive than almond milk, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, speaking on milk, we're gonna get back to this Impossible Beyond thing because I still got to make my closing statement about it. Well, speaking about milk, what do you feel about Yoo-Hoo?
I was never a fan of it growing up, but I know a lot of people that absolutely loved it.
When I was younger, I used to drink Yoo-Hoo by the pack. Like 2 of them things would be gone a day.
Yeah, no, my favorite childhood drinks kind of like that was mainly the the thing with the little bunny on it. I can't remember, but the little chocolate milk Nesquik. Yes. That was my shit. I loved that. What?
Wasn't that dairy though?
Yeah, that was before I went dairy free.
Okay. That's fair.
That was when I was a kid. So I liked the chocolate. My sister liked the strawberry. That was like our main ones that we normally drank. So,
I've never had Nesquik.
oh my gosh, Nesquik was amazing.
You're
And
not
then like
living.
the chocolate straws. Oh my gosh. Oh.
Okay, you went a little bit far with chocolate straws. I just drank the Nesquik.
Well, no. Nesquik as itself was really good, but there was times I would do the chocolate straws, and they were so good. And then you would drink all of it, and then you would eat the chocolate straw, and it was so good. I was a sweet, like I had a sweet tooth like for years.
And that kid is how you get cavities.
And I never had cavities. Not really. Not until I was a lot older.
Lucky.
I've never had a cavity in my life. And
wow. That's good. I had that going up until I think I was 17. I think 16 to 17 was I think when I had my first cavity.
Wow.
Yeah, I always was proud of myself because I never had a cavity, and then I got a cavity, and I was so mad. I was like, "Dang, that sucks." But okay, so I have a question really fast. So the biggest debate: pancakes or waffles?
Okay, why are you doing this?
I think she's aiming it at you.
Answer, but I just want
This is just in a general, just debating which one is better, pancakes or waffles.
Waffles, 110%.
Really, waffles?
Yes. If you want to fight about it, we can fight. We can argue.
No, okay. So I honestly think, in my personal opinion, I like both. It all depends what type of mood I'm in, because in my opinion, pancakes are more sweet and waffles are a little bit less sweet. So if I'm looking for something that's not that sweet, I'll go with waffles, and if I'm looking for a sweet tooth thing, I'll go with pancakes.
Okay, I can see why you say that because it actually has cake in its name.
Yeah.
But well, Chris, before I go on, get off on a tangent. Go ahead, Chris. What's your answer?
Yeah, what about you?
So I would say waffles.
Okay.
Depends on how it's made, though.
Okay, expound.
Was that?
Expound on that.
Yeah.
So I've always had waffles overcooked. And for example, waffles at hotels. I can't eat them. They're too hard.
Do you use the waffle maker?
Yeah.
And they're too hard?
They're too hard. Every time I use it, it's too hard.
I am so sorry.
That's crazy.
Until I've had Eggo waffles, which I don't know what you guys would think of what's considered a waffle or not, but Eggo waffles are the best.
Okay, one of these days I need to make you some of my waffles because I have a little waffle maker and I make them they're really nice, and then I usually put some chocolate chips in it because it makes it just that little bit of sweeter, and then depending again how sweet I want it to versus how not sweet I want it, I'll either have it with butter and then syrup, or I'd have it with peanut butter and syrup. Oh, it's so good. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna have to make it for you one of these days, though.
One day, just mail it to me.
Yeah, mail you a waffle. That'll be hard.
The one thing though is, I don't eat breakfast.
What? Okay.
I already eat breakfast.
No. See, we were fine. Until you say you don't eat breakfast. That is I can't trust you.
I mean,
breakfast. It's the best. It's one of the best meals to eat at any time.
Okay, I can eat breakfast things for lunch. Once noon hits and I'm hungry, I can eat it. But I don't eat breakfast in the morning because my whole routine ever since kind of through high school just got all screwed up, and I reject food that goes into my stomach early in the morning.
Okay.
I
Yeah,
can,
to
I
me,
can.
with like Doug's whole new schedule, yeah, no, I get that. Like the first time I eat, like I'll eat a little bit right before bed, so like around like 6 to 7 a.m. And then I'll eat again at like 7 to 8 p.m. because that's when
Yeah.
I wake up. So eating at like 8 p.m. is like breakfast for me.
Breakfast. I eat
uh,
Pop Tarts in
No,
bed.
well, for me, the reason I
yeah.
was so adamant about breakfast is because I love breakfast food, and I will say I don't actually eat breakfast food at. I don't actually eat breakfast food when you're supposed to eat breakfast food.
Oh,
Um,
yes, I agree with
once
that.
once I got into college, I start. Y'all are gonna think this is wild. I make omelets at like midnight
Hey, that makes sense.
with grilled cheese and other various foods that I find around the house. Like
Yeah.
I'm a big guy on eggs. I love to make eggs in
Oh,
pretty much
yeah.
any form.
Now I'm
And
hungry.
my it was actually this year where I got introduced to poached eggs or eggs Benedict,
Oh, yeah.
and I had never had it before. And then I had it. I was like, this is just delicious. Like what I've been missing my entire life. So it's weird because like when people say they don't like breakfast, I'm like you're speaking sacrilegiously because breakfast is, you know, if I had to choose between meals of like things that you could have, I would probably choose breakfast type things because it's like breakfast. It's just I don't know. I guess it feels like home,
Yeah,
and well, everybody needs a little bit of home in their life.
that makes sense.
But back on this waffle and pancake thing, I like waffles because they have the little pockets
Yes,
for
yeah.
the pancake. It just fall off the edge, and then the pancake too soggy, and then yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
you
I
gotta
can get that.
Or you
have.
keep adding more syrup to the pancakes because the pancake just sucks it up. And then what do you get? A pancake.
Yeah,
Plain
true.
old pancake.
Okay,
And
so do you guys like to cook?
yes.
Okay, what's your favorite dish that you like to prepare?
I have a good answer for this one too.
Oh, okay. My favorite dish to make. It's actually it's a combination of a few things. So the meat can go between steaks or pork chops. I
Okay.
personally like to do steaks more, ribeyes, um, usually. It's steak. Then I have what I call my steakhouse potatoes, which are potatoes with onions, peppers, garlic, a few little other special things that I'm not gonna share because you know nobody gonna take my special potatoes. And then a few different spices that I'm not gonna share. And
Yeah.
sometimes we'll add cheese onto it to make it to give it more sustenance, if it's just gonna be those potatoes. Or I also add with that some sort of green. Last time I did it, I used Swiss chard, which is easy. It's very easy to make, but it's very good for you
Oh,
in
yeah.
terms of a green type of vegetable, because you could do it with olive oil and and like simple spices, and it just tastes delicious. It soaks up all of it. But that's usually what I
Wow.
go to, and then if I have time, I'll make some garlic bread on the side.
Now that sounds really good right now.
Yeah, honestly, that
You
sounds
should make us
great.
some.
So yeah, when I tell you I cook, I'm actually in the kitchen. I'm like chef hat, everything. And if I'm not listening to 90s R&B and hip hop, then I'm not cooking correctly.
Well, as
That
they
brother?
say, the best recipe is the love of the food.
I
Yep.
will tell you,
I
that's
think
an
that's how they
all
call
day
it.
type of meal though. because I like to marinate my meat before I put it in there. So
Oh yeah.
I'll make some marinade for oof. Y'all got me thinking about it now. I might have to go give me some pork chops and some Swiss chard soon. But yeah, it comes down to how much love you put into the meal that you make.
True that.
So yeah, what about you, Maria or Chris, whichever one?
I'd have to say that I'm not a super big fan of cooking, to be honest. I'm not like with my Crohn's, standing for a long period of time is just extremely exhausting and tiring, so I just not super big into it. I'd have to say that my favorite things I enjoy making are like it's like baking. I like, cookies and brownies and cakes and that type of stuff. I really
Talk
enjoy
about
that
sweet
type of
tooth.
stuff. What?
Talk about a sweet tooth.
Oh yeah. That's just my favorite. Like I love those type of things. But yeah, what about you, Chris? What do you enjoy to cook?
So I'm
bake.
not a big cooking or baking or anything type of person.
Yeah.
But I do make the best ramen noodles from Walmart.
Hey, I mean that
Adding
works.
a whole bunch of salt to it. So
My
I'm gonna have to
gosh.
dispute you for that title. I'm not gonna lie, but you can go ahead. I'll let you live.
I challenge you to a cooking contest. How about that? Who makes
A
the best
ramen
ramen
noodle
noodles?
cooking
Routes?
contest?
A
You don't
ramen
want
noodles cooking
you
contest.
don't want the smoke. You honestly don't want the smoke. What do you do to your ramen? What makes it so superior?
I add salt.
I salt. He just goes quiet. All right.
Is that it? Just salt?
Just salt.
Oh my goodness. So yep, here comes the snorts. I'm going to just have to disagree with you off of principle if that's the only thing you put in your ramen noodles.
Well, that
You
and
don't add
the
anything to it?
seasoning that comes with it.
Just salt in the seasoning packet. That's all.
Salt in the seasoning packet.
Okay, so you are no. Okay, you're disgusting. I can tell you right now, the ramen that I made last night was divine. But you want to know why it was divine? Because I added chicken.
Of course, a chicken.
Hey,
Okay.
I
People,
added pork chops to some beef ramen the other day, and oh my gosh, I was feasting.
call me crazy.
Slices. And another thing, you don't ever put an egg in it?
You put eggs in ramen?
Have you ever had real ramen?
From Walmart.
Oh,
The Maru chain or whatever you call it, the instant lunch. Best ramen. But hey, people used to give me crap because I ate my ramen dry sometimes.
oh, so you were one of those. You were one of those.
You were one of those.
What do you mean one of those?
One of those, because that is pure Air Force One activity. Why do you eat? Like I've done it myself because I am a man who aspires to have Air Force activity. But what did you do? Did you crunch it up and then put the seasoning packet in it, shake it, and then eat it like it was like some crackers or some chips?
Exactly.
Okay, so no, okay, that's fair because I've done that also. We used to do that at school, walk around just eating dry ramen noodles.
Me too. That's how I got started with that. Was at school. I got hungry in class, so I just grabbed the big little bags of ramen, crushed it, put the seasoning in it, shook it, and ate it like it was chips.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I mean, that's how I used to do it. But
It was delicious.
I can't believe that you thought you made good ramen with just seasoning and more seasoning. You need to next time you get some ramen, all right? It doesn't matter what it is. Put some meat, something that is meat in it. Make sure you season the meat, cook it really well, but put some of that meat in it. Even hot dogs will do.
What
And
about shrimp? Should I put shrimp in ramen?
This is
Yeah.
coming from a college student that's been doing it for a minute now.
You know, I'm gonna try that.
Okay, please.
All right. So I think this is a good time to go into the next little topic. So
Yeah, we're at
what is your weirdest food combinations that you really enjoy doing?
Go ahead, Maria. Go ahead, tell us.
No, I'm waiting. I want to hear your guys' first.
saving the best for last.
Go ahead, Chris, because I got to think about mine.
So,
Okay.
mine isn't a food combination; it's more of a drink combination.
Okay, that's fine.
A squirt of Coca-Cola and filling the rest of the cup with lemonade.
That's not not bad. That's literally a thing.
I'm glad I'm not the only one because people look at me like, "Why are you putting Coca-Cola in your lemonade?" I said, "Because it tastes good. Okay, it gives it flavor."
I've never
It's like
even thought
carbonation.
about doing that.
I started doing that at Denny's. I will try that. I've only put like a little squirt just to get the carbonation into it and drink it like that.
Yeah. Well, I remember my where I grew up. I don't know if this was like a nationwide type thing, but apparently what we would used to do is we'd used to go up to like this little soda fountains like that, you know, is in like fast food restaurants, things like that, and we would literally do a squirt of each single one until our cup was completely full. And apparently where I grew up, it was called a suicide drink.
Yep.
I'm like, I don't know if that was like a legit like thing elsewhere, but that's what we called it.
Yeah, we used to call it suicide. We also called it a headache.
That makes sense.
We called we called it suicide, headache, the Superman.
Yeah.
Because you know, if you have to have a kryptonite belly to be able to deal with it. I mean, it was probably really bad for our system, but we didn't care.
Yeah.
I used to be making things called, I used to call it Dr. Sprite, Dr. Pepper and Sprite. So, you know, drink combinations aren't that bad, I don't think. If we're going to talk about my thing. Okay, so when I was in high school, this is going to sound really bad.
Okay.
When I was in high school, I experimented with food because, you know, when you hungry, you in the house alone.
Yep.
So what I ended up doing was making things that I called concoctions. It was food. Now it is food. Let me preface this by saying it was food, but it was always on a tortilla shell with a whole lot of things in the middle. So slap between two tortilla shells, like soft tortilla shells.
Yeah.
I would throw, and this is the recipe I went by. There were 2 different types of meat, 2 different cheeses, 2 different sauces, and then 2 different add-ons. Now, the one that I will say was probably the weirdest is when I did bacon, pepperoni, jalapenos, olives, ketchup, hot sauce,
Oh my god.
Parmesan, and pepper jack cheese. And when I tell you that was
Oh.
the most delicious things I have ever had, my
Oh.
put it in the microwave for a minute 30.
Oh.
You put ketchup in the microwave?
Oh.
Yes. Oh wait, no, it wasn't ketchup. Sorry, it wasn't ketchup. That was mustard.
Oh,
Why does
okay.
everything look like ketchup?
It was mustard.
Okay, mustard.
Fine. I don't care what anybody said. Like I was eating that thing. My friend was looking at me. He said, "You're gonna have a stomach ache." And when I woke up in the morning, what did I not have? A stomach ache. I was proud of myself.
You
I
put
still
mustard.
haven't done it anymore. I might need to go back.
I'd have to say that my weirdest food combinations, I have a lot, to be honest.
And
But-
here comes.
Go ahead.
Hold on. Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna say it to get it out there. Okay, so I eat sometimes, depending what type it is. Some mac and cheeses I do it with, some I don't. So I'm just gonna start with that. But mac and cheese and ketchup, and that is not just a me thing.
That's
I've known.
evil combination.
Hold on. I have known a bunch. Apparently, it's an Indiana thing. I've learned that because I thought it was a family thing because my dad did it and then he got me started with it. And then as I grew up, I learned that there's a lot of other people that were mainly from Indiana that did it. And I was like, oh, so it's not just a family like weird thing. It's a state thing. Cause like I met a lot of people from Indiana that were Hoosiers that did it. And I'm like, huh, okay, that makes sense. Like, but yeah, no, I do like that. I wouldn't say this is a weird combination, but I know it was so I grew up in a family that we didn't have a whole lot of money, and so there would be times, you know, I'd have a little sweet tooth. And so our little, as you could I guess say it, quote unquote, poor sweet tooth food that we would eat is we would take a tortilla, we'd put peanut butter on it, and then we'd put brown sugar, and then we'd roll it up like a little roll, like kind of like a cheesy roll up. You'd roll it up, and then you'd eat it like that. And it was
So you made your own churro.
Yes.
You basically
Okay.
made churro.
Okay. Yeah, sure, that. But we would do that all the time, and that was really, really good.
It was a healthier churro. That's actually dope.
I'm like, I would definitely try it. It's so good. And if you're wanting a sweet tooth thing that's not very expensive, I highly recommend that one.
Taco Bell.
Oh gosh, I cannot have Taco Bell. But other than that, I don't really think I have too many other things. I know that my best friend, she let's just say she'd have little food cravings. And she would always do all these weird concoctions. And so she would eat ranch with everything. So she'd eat ranch with pizza, she'd eat ranch with
Okay, that's not bad.
yeah.
Ranch with pizza, not bad.
Yeah, she'd eat ranch with pizza. She'd eat ranch with a lot of other things. But I'd have to say the weirdest combination I'd ever heard of was my sister. And she did this for years. And I am not joking, you guys. Years she would do this. She was obsessed with pepper. She would pepper everything she ate. There was times that she would put pepper in her soda.
Okay, no, that's just
boy.
that.
She literally, yeah, she had an obsession with pepper. Now, she hasn't done that in a long time. This was like years and years ago when she was a kid. But
You mean black pepper, right?
yeah, just normal like table black pepper.
Just imagine putting pepper in your Dr. Pepper. That's good pop. That's really
Double
good pop.
pepper.
Double peppered pop.
No. See, you do that, you gonna mess around, sneeze, and then Dr. Pepper coming out.
That would hurt. That would burn. Oh my gosh.
Would burn.
The true meaning of Dr. Pepper.
Question.
Yeah.
Probably Have you ever had liquid come out your nose from laughing so hard?
I just did.
Oh, okay.
When you said that you microwave mustard, I was drinking my Mountain Dew, and
Okay, for one, mustard is a superior condiment, and that's not for discussion.
I don't know about that.
Okay, I have to
Okay,
say,
okay.
I hate mustard.
Okay, well, you know what I hate? I hate the idea of ketchup on. But I didn't think that now, did I?
I'm just saying, I don't know why, but mustard, relish, but honestly, pickles in general are like so gross to me. I just cannot eat it. Oh, and tuna, oh my gosh, makes me gag every time. I hate the smell of
I
it.
thought we were friends. Like, I really did. Before you started speaking this egregious mess.
Those are just like my little food pet peeves, and same with sauerkraut. The smell is so bad. Like,
oh my god, do you eat chitlins? Have you ever heard of chitlins?
I've heard of it, but I'm honestly not for sure what it is.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna say this because I got to defend some of the foods that I enjoy. First off, mustard is superior, and one thing that I will say about mustard, hot mustard that comes from sushi restaurant is one of the best things that I've had in a long time.
Okay, weird thing. I like honey mustard. That is the only mustard I have ever ate and I can stand.
Okay, so you're just confused. Okay, that's fine.
I was gonna say, I'm like, I eat mustard, but I eat it at like the only time I've ever had honey mustard, like really, like, you know, the main time I will ever eat it is if I go to Subway and they don't have barbecue. I will get the roasted chicken patty, whatever, and then I will have it with honey mustard. And that is bomb. I love that. That's so good. But like regular mustard, I've tried it before and it's just gross to me. Like, I can't eat it.
Well, if you tried it alone, then yeah, it's not going to be appealing. You just eating mustard out of the spoon. No, it's not going to be
No,
good.
I think I tried it on a hot dog.
Well, you're just wrong.
Okay.
Have you had brown mustard?
No.
Try brown mustard. Brown mustard is pretty good.
Okay.
It takes some of the tartness, or Dijon even. It takes some of the tartness away from mustard, which is very tart. But that's one of the reasons I like it, because it adds a different flavor than you would expect. With barbecue sauce, you know you're going to get something savory or smoky, or even honey. The honey barbecue. But with mustard, it's a punch to the face that you need for your meal. That's why I like mustard, and I will put it on multiple things. I like mustard on my sandwiches right after mayo.
Yeah.
And it just comes down to that. One of the things I will say about condiments, hot sauce is the best condiment that has ever been made on this planet. I will die on that cross. I will die behind that cause. So yeah, if you disagree, you're just sadly mistaken. It's fine.
Me, I can't have any like spicy foods because of my Crohn's.
Well, there goes the
I'd have to say that my favorite one is barbecue. I really like barbecue.
What's your favorite condiment, Chris?
My favorite condiment is honey. Ordinary honey.
Okay. I mean, that's really healthy, to be honest.
Like, because you put condiments on a lot of things, Chris.
Yes.
What are you putting honey on?
chicken nuggets, chicken tenders, chicken sandwich, toast, a spoon.
A spoon.
Okay, I can't. I maybe can go with the chicken tenders and the toast because I've done honey toast is just delicious. But a chicken sandwich with all the other things that go on a chicken sandwich?
No, so the chicken sandwich that I get, what I usually do is just the patty and the buns with honey on it.
Okay.
Now, if you take about chicken sandwich for Wendy's, that's different. Like,
The
Okay.
chicken, if you put honey on a chicken sandwich from Wendy's, you are just wrong.
no, I will not, because I don't mix the mayo and the lettuce and the tomato with and the chicken patty with mayo, with honey. No.
Okay, can we talk about how mayo is an underrated type of condiment? It's very underrated because if you put mayo on bread and toast it, this is what I learned from a friend, and you toast it, it gives it a different crunch than like butter does, and it just tastes better.
My grandma learned from a buddy of my dad's, actually his wife, my dad's wife. How did I say it? Hold on, I got it. My dad's friend's wife. There we go. I rephrased that. Anyway, my grandma learned that if you put mayo on the buns and griddle it for about 10 seconds, it gives it a nice flavor on your hamburgers, and it's delicious.
Oh yeah.
110%. I realized something about when Maria was talking about what she does not like in condiments. The reason you probably don't like tuna is because tuna is supposed to be paired, if you're making tuna the way that I learned, it's supposed to be paired with mustard, mayo, and sweet relish.
Yes.
And a boiled egg.
Sure.
You haven't done the boiled egg?
Not a boiled egg.
Oh my god! See, I realized that a lot of people don't do the boiled egg, but the boiled egg is like adds, I guess some weight to it for tuna.
So I'm gonna be honest. Everything that you just said that goes into it is foods I don't like. I have always, since being a kid, I've always been a picky eater. But when I've got
Just like my
older,
sister.
well, when I got older is when I started having a lot of restrictions, and then the older I've gotten, and the more restrictions I've gotten. So to be honest, I don't even know what I can have, and I don't even know what I can't have. I just know what doesn't sound good to me. That's just but yeah.
By the way, Maria, we are at an hour and 16 with this podcast.
Okay.
So.
That's what I was wondering. I didn't know exactly how long it had been going, so.
Yeah.
So, I have a question.
Yes.
What are some foods that y'all have not tried that you want to? Or like things that you've seen that you want to try in just food-wise?
I'd have to say probably maybe fish.
What do you mean by that?
Like sea fish, lake fish,
Like,
Walmart fish.
No. Like,
fish sticks.
I don't know, like tropical, I guess. Like there was this guy on YouTube, and he's he does a lot of scuba diving videos, and he does spearfishing, and he was spearfishing off the coast of Florida, and he caught some of these like really nice tropical fish, and he brought them home, and he fried them, or not fried them, but he like grilled them over his grill, and they looked really good. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like I don't know, that would be something I would possibly try. And I'm not really a fish eating type person. Not a lot of fish looks or sounds good to me, but that one looked really good. Like, I could see myself wanting to try that.
Okay, okay. What about you, Chris?
I don't really know. I mean, I've tried a bunch of things, and um, I mean, I can't even think of it off the top of my head.
To be
Probably,
honest, sorry, I want to say this one thing.
yeah.
If you guys ever want to try really, really good international, like ethnic type food, there is a thing that happens in Columbus, Indiana every year around October, and it's called Ethnic Expo. And literally, we have an entire like square or like huge like road, and the entire road is just back to back vendors, and we have one from like every single country. So we have Vietnamese, Japanese, Chinese, Mexican, Italian, I mean, on and on. I mean, we have Scottish, Irish. I mean, any food from a country, German, Russian. I mean, anything. They'll have food from that country, and it is absolutely amazing food. And then usually one country a year will perform. So like one time we went, it was I think it was Japan. This is gonna sound so bad, but it was either Japan or China. I think it was China actually, because they had the whole Chinese dragon. Like they had that whole thing. Like they had like a whole like little parade thing. And then one year they had it was Scottish, yeah. They had like the bagpipes and everything. And so each year a different country will perform, and it is really cool, and the food is absolutely amazing. And I highly
Neat.
suggest, if you ever go to Indiana and like Columbus, plan to go in October so you can go there, because it's really good.
Okay, okay.
But yeah, okay. So go on with your answer, Chris.
I honestly don't really have an answer. I
Okay.
I would probably say I want to try food from Germany, because my dad always wanted to go to Germany,
Okay.
and I mean we've had brats, but
Have you had
like
sauerkraut?
we've had sauerkraut, yummy,
Okay.
but I'm sure there's other German foods out there that
Oh yeah.
I've wanted to try. So, yeah.
Oh, another food I'd say I've always wanted to try is like a dairy-free pizza from Italy. Like actually from Italy. Like because obviously I can't have dairy, but like I've always wanted to try a pizza from Italy. So if I could find one that was like dairy-free from actual Italy, oh my gosh, that'd be amazing.
Okay.
What about you, Stone?
I know I asked the question, but it's very, very hard for me to actually come up with it.
I feel you.
Because like one of the things that I've seen, because I watch sometimes I watch Gordon Ramsay, and he he makes really good food, despite him being the type of person he is. He makes really good food. And one of the things he keeps talking about is this beef Wellington. I want to know, like, I want to know what it tastes like, because he hypes it up so much. A beef Wellington, and then there's this place in I believe it's either in New York or Chicago, and they make things the Aki way. I don't know what Aki means, but it just looks like, I've seen it on TikTok a lot.
Yeah.
And things the Aki way. I just want to go in there and get me a burger the Aki way, because apparently it just tastes the way they do it is just great.
Yeah.
And TikTok actually opens my eyes to a lot of different things, a lot of different foods that you can make with simple ingredients at your house.
Yeah.
So, but if I had to choose one food that I have not had yet, it would be a beef Wellington.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
I think I'm not talking about little restaurant portions. I want a big one. I want like a home style cook, home portion of a beef Wellington. But it's the food. It's for me, food is a way of communicating where words, music, and other things may fail.
True.
You could hate another person, but their food could be the bridging factor between you and that person.
Yeah.
I really feel like food is designed to bring us together, just like music.
Amen to that.
I will say I haven't had a culture's food or a nation's food yet in my life that I would just like, I can't eat this because I don't like it. There's always something about the meal that's going to hit me, and I'm going to be like, you know what? This is good.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I will say when I first tried sushi, I hated it. And now I love sushi with all my heart. And do y'all have any foods like that? The foods that you hated when you first had it, but now you love it?
Oh gosh. I know I'd have to say tomatoes. I think that was like my go-to. I hated it when I was a kid. I thought they were so gross, and I was just not a fan of them. And then right before I got Crohn's, I started loving tomatoes. Like I'd chop little tomatoes up, put them on my tacos. Oh my gosh, I loved them. And then when I went to the hospital and got diagnosed with Crohn's, I wasn't able to have them anymore. And it's like so sad. Because I absolutely loved them. But yeah, Chris, I think I know what time it is.
It's time to introduce our sponsor.
Yes.
Would you like to introduce it, Maria?
I can. Our sponsor is the like button. If you liked what you heard today, go ahead and take a millisecond of your day and hit that like button. It makes me and Chris very, very happy.
And statistics show that 99.9% of you have not pushed the like button. So push the like button today. Save a child.
If you push the like button, you help me eat for another day. So every time you push that like button, you allow me to make an omelet at midnight.
Every like button will
push the like button.
For every person that hits the like button will be one gummy worm that will be eaten by me.
Maria, you gotta pledge something.
Okay.
Hit the like button.
Every like button will be a sip of water that I drink. Because I don't drink a lot of water. So the more you click, the more water I'll drink.
So we have hydration, gummy worms, and omelets. Come on now.
Come on. But no, seriously, if you can think of a really cool topic that you would really like us to talk about, or if you would like to be a guest speaker, just comment down below, give us, ideas, anything, and we love having feedback and hearing. And if you really liked what we talked about, hit that subscribe button. Again, it is only a millisecond of your day to hit that subscribe button, and it would make us happy.
Hit the bell.
And then you can catch up, or you never know. I'll probably be on another episode. So if you enjoyed my hot takes, my blatant villain like attack against Maria. You know, all those good things.
And his deep ass voice.
I would just say, you know, I did enjoy being on the show, and I'm probably gonna be back on a future show. So
Awesome.
Oh, you will always welcome back.
Yes.
So you
All
know,
right.
hit.
I hope you all have a great day, and we'll see you next time.
See you next time.
Peace.
Peace.